رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear respected brothers and sisters, I welcome all of you in the Islamic Center of North Palm Beach with some new explanations and tafsir from Surah Al-Baqarah, from the tafsir of Sheikh Al-Allama, Sheikh Abdul Rahman ibn Nasr al-Sa'di, rahimahullah ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, والذين يتوفون منكم ويذرون أزواجا يتربصن بأنفسهن 4 أشهر وعشرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فلا جناح عليكم فيما فعلن في أنفسهن بالمعروف والله بما تعملون خبير. Those of you who die and leave behind wives, they shall wait for 4 months and 10 days before remarrying. So this is the iddah of the woman that her husband passed away. As far as the iddah of the woman who gets divorced and by her husband, and her husband is still living, then her iddah is 3 menstrual cycle only. 3 menstrual cycle. If he grants her khula and she gives him back the dowry, this is also a iddah, just to make sure that she's not pregnant from him. So that this one of khula, the most correct opinion is only 1 cycle, just to make sure that she's not pregnant from him before she can get remarried. But in the case where her husband passes away, then her mourning period will be 4 months and 10 days. 4 months and 10 days. After that 4 months and 10 days is over, then it is permissible for her to get remarried. And it is not permissible for her, for example, to get engaged to anyone while she is in that state. Likewise, if she was going through the divorce period, it is not permissible to get engaged to anyone else or to have a nikah done while she is in her iddah. Because some women, they are hasty. They want to get remarried quickly. You have to wait. You have to wait until the iddah is over. Now, the Sheikh said, he brought this ayah, والذين يتوفون منكم ويذرون أزواجا يتربصن بأنفسهن 4 أشهر وعشرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فلا جناح عليكم فيما فعلن في أنفسهن بالمعروف والله بما تعملون خبير. Those of you who die and leave behind wives, they shall wait for 4 months and 10 days before remarrying. When they have fulfilled this waiting period, there is no sin on you for what they do with themselves in a just manner. And Allah is fully aware of what you do. Sheikh Sa'di rahimahullah ta'ala said, when a woman's husband dies, it is mandatory for her to stay at home and wait continuously for 4 months and 10 days. Barakallahu feekum. The woman has to stay at home, unless it is a dire necessity for her to be outside. For example, if she doesn't have any children, she doesn't have any relatives, she doesn't have anyone to take care of her business, for example, to take care of her needs and the like, and she needs to go get some food or go to the hospital or something like that, then these are exceptions, because these are darurat. Darurat meaning necessities. Now, the Shaykh, he said, Hafidahullah, Rahimahullah Ta'ala, he said the wisdom in this commandment is that if the woman is pregnant, her pregnancy establishes itself during these 4 months. And at the start of the 5th month, the child begins to move inside the mother's womb. This condition applies to all the widows, women, except those who were already pregnant when their husband died, for whom the duration of their iddah will be until the birth of that child. So if the woman is pregnant, her iddah finishes when she delivers that baby. When she delivers the baby, the iddah ends. As for the female slave, her iddah is half of what a free woman, meaning 2 months and 5 days. 2 months and 5 days instead of 4 months and 10 days. When they have fulfilled this waiting term, there is no sin on you for what they do with themselves, such as beautifying themselves and applying perfume in a just manner, right? Because prior to that, it is not permissible for a woman, while she is in the mourning period of 4 months and 10 days, to beautify herself. She has to stay away from that. When the period finishes, yes, then she can do that. There is no problem, inshallah. طيب, meaning in an amicable way that is neither forbidden nor disliked. This noble verse proves that it is mandatory for a woman when her husband dies to remain in a state of grief by refraining from beautifying herself during the term of her iddah. However, this restriction does not apply to revocable or irrevocable divorce that is agreed upon by the religious scholars. Allah is fully aware of what you do. طيب. That is, Allah knows of your private and public and small and big deeds, which He will ultimately recompense you for in Allah's address to the woman's guardian. There is no sin on you for what they do with themselves. Lays a proof for the guardian to maintain a watchful eye on the widow woman, and if they try to attempt something wrong, he should stop her. Similarly, he must command the widow woman to perform deeds that are mandatory on her, as this noble verse addresses the guardian directly, so it is mandatory upon them to obey it. ولا جناح عليكم فيما عرضتم به من خطبة النساء أو أكننتم في أنفسكم علم الله أنكم ستذكرونهن ولكن لا تواعدوهن سرا إلا أن تقولوا قولا معروفا ولا تعزموا عقدة النكاح حتى يبلغ الكتاب أجله واعلموا أن الله يعلم ما في أنفسكم فاحذروه واعلموا أن الله غفور حليم. There is no sin on you if you hint a proposal to a woman or conceal it within yourself. Allah knows that you will remember them. Do not make a secret promise of contract with them, but speak only in a recognized manner. Do not determine to undertake a contract for marriage until the prescribed term is fulfilled. Know that Allah is aware of what is in you, so fear Him, and know that Allah is most forgiving, most forbearing. This commandment is for the widowed or divorced women. It is forbidden upon any man to send her a direct marriage proposal, except for the husband who has divorced her. This is what is meant by Allah's decree. But do not make a secret promise with them. However, Allah has permitted ta'rid, which is the difference between these two, is that proposing for marriage using the explicit word of marriage may tempt the woman in her excitement to lie about her iddah. So Allah has forbidden doing so. So this noble verse confirms that any source or means that takes a person towards anything forbidden are themselves strictly prohibited. Additionally, by applying this prohibition, Allah has protected the rights of approachment of the first husband by stopping the divorced woman from making a pledge to another man for marriage, as far as indicating intent for marriage is in an indirect manner which may suggest other possible means. It is permitted for an irrevocable divorce. Like saying to this woman, the like of you, people like to get married to, and the like. This is a hint. This is not like direct. This is not direct. Also, if, for example, someone says to a woman, if I have an intention of marrying, will you give me an advice when your iddah will finish? Then this is permissible. Similarly, it is permissible for a man to keep a hidden intention of marrying a certain woman who is in the process of completing her iddah, which is why Allah declares, or conceal it within yourself. Allah knows that you will remember them. All these specified pertain to the issue of pre-marriage, while performing the actual marriage is forbidden until the prescribed term is fulfilled. Know that Allah is aware of what is in you. So always keep your intentions pure and pious by remaining fearful of Allah's wrath, while maintaining hope of His benevolence and rewards. And a person should never maintain any evil intention. Know that Allah is most forgiving. That is, Allah pardons all the sins of a person who sincerely repents. He is the most forbearing, as He never shows haste in capturing the sinners because of their sins, although He has all the power and authority to do so. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.